Get ready. Get set. It's time for the basement view. Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. It is Monday. I'm your host, and we're here at the Basement View. Glad you all could make it. Um, I'm happy. I'm healthy. Man, we got another start to another week. Of course, this weather on this Monday, this is the perfect weather to make you sick. Hey, Carmen, what's happening? How are you? This weather is perfect to make you sick. I mean, warm 1 minute and freezing the next. It's literally in the 40s right now. In the 40s. Boy, I'm missing something already. This gonna be a rough winter on me, y'all. This gonna be a rough winter on me. Mm. Can't stand it. But I hope you all are nice and warm and chilling out. Yeah, that's freezing. Hey, Lisa. Yeah, that's freezing. Yes, it is. I'm like, man, who needs this? Who needs it? 81? Y'all got 81 degrees, really, and sunny. Yeah, rub it in, why don't you? Hey, next time your team, next time your team get beat, I'm gonna call up and rub it in, okay? What up, James? Gonna rub it in, 81 degrees. Boy, that's right. I tell you what, I got some good friends out there. But I'm sitting there freezing. I'm about to turn the furnace on. Crazy. Of course, it is October. I'm like, wow, the year done went by, my summer gone. But at least the Bears are winning. I couldn't help that one. You know, that was actually geared towards you Dallas fans. Air conditioning on? Man, jeez, y'all got air conditioning on? Wow, must be nice. Boy, and I'm sitting here thinking about the furnace. I got a heated throw. I'm gonna throw on the bed tonight because I don't wanna turn the furnace on yet. I haven't given it the old inspection and cleaning yet. I usually do one thing that most people do not do before they turn their furnace on for the winter is open it up, inspect it, clean it, blow it out. You know, you always get that funky smell when you fire up your furnace the first time in the winter. Well, that funky smell is what you didn't blow out before you fired it up. Okay? That's that's the burner burning off the summer. Just so you know. You heard it here first. Anyway, uh my brother and I were talking today. I get a lot of inspiration from that cat. And we were discussing how little, how little that the MAGA leadership cares about their followers. You know, they don't care about them, and they show them every day. They show them every day. You don't have a furnace. What? Well, I guess not. It probably don't get cold enough down there for a furnace, huh? Okay. Anyway, like I was saying, my brother and I was discussing the fact that those MAGA folks, they don't care about their their subjects, their supporters. And the funny thing about that is, the more they don't care about them, the more they like them. Well, you know what? The polls don't really tell the truth. I'll tell you a little something about the polls a little later. I'm going to get into that. But right now, I want to play a little of this Mike Johnson right quick. This guy, you all know that Congress is out on vacation. And little did we know that Biden asked them before they went on vacation to approve some more money. Literally sent them letters asking them, hey, before you cut out, we're going to need some more money because we got these storms coming in. And they said no. And literally went on vacation. And while they're out on vacation, the storms are coming in. And Mike Johnson was asked if he would call a special session, bring the people back early to approve the money. Let's hear a little bit of it.
We've got now the storm Milton that's being tracked in the Florida Gulf. May land there as a Category 3 later this week. So DHS Secretary Mayorkas has said they don't have money to get through what they need for the rest of this hurricane season. We've heard similar statements from the Secretary of Transportation. President Biden has said more money is needed. He actually sent a letter to congressional leaders on Friday night, including you. And he said specifically the Small Business Administration is in real trouble. Here's what he says. I warned the Congress of this potential shortfall even before Hurricane Helene landed on America's shores. I requested more funding for SBA multiple times over the past several months. And most recently, my administration underscored that request as you prepared a continuing resolution to fund the government. Will you call Congress back before the election? Do you need to?
Look, we'll be back in session immediately after the election. That's 30 days from now. The thing about these hurricanes and disasters of this magnitude is that it takes a while to calculate the actual damages, and the states are going to need some time to do that. I'm from Louisiana. We're a hurricane-prone state. We're experts at disaster recovery. We've done this. You don't just send estimates to the federal government. You send specific needs and requests based upon the actual damages, and that takes some time, especially with storms of this magnitude. So Congress will do its job. Remember that before we left Washington, the day before Helene hit, by the way, made landfall, Congress appropriated $20 billion additional dollars to FEMA so that they would have the immediate dollars they need to address the immediate needs. Then after that, Congress always takes the due approach of providing what is necessary. Congress will provide. We will help the people in these disaster-prone areas. It's an appropriate role for the federal government, and you'll have bipartisan support for that. And it'll all happen in due time, and we'll get that job done. There shouldn't be any concern about that at all.
Now, hey, Ronnie, 30 days. He gonna wait 30 days for them to come back when they could get out ahead of it. Approve some money now. You know, you can always go back and approve more money later. But why not approve some money now? You know, if you care about the people getting what they need, why not approve some money? Call your people back. You know, he said they gave him $20 billion. Call him back. Hey, let's do 20 more. That way the fund's there. You know, hey, that's simple enough if you actually care about your people. But no, we're going to wait this 30 days out. We're going to let them suffer like hell. And when the states get around to telling us exactly what number they need, then we will give them some money. How about that? That's pretty doggone good, huh? That's pretty good. They don't care about these people. They like control. Yep. And they dragging their feet. Absolute. Absolutely. But remember, these ain't Republicans. See, these ain't Republicans. Yeah, well, FEMA, they can only do what they can do. FEMA can, the only thing they can do is appropriate the money that's given to them. Now, there's a big lie going on about FEMA right now, because as a matter of fact, we heard that lie last week when I played that clip of them young men talking about how FEMA spent all the money on illegal immigrants and don't have any left for this. Tell you what, let's have another look at Mike Johnson, and let's have a listen to him explain this damn lie that they got going around about FEMA spending all the money on immigrants. Let's listen to this.
The issue of Hurricane Helene, there's been a lot of pushback from the federal government, from federal agencies, saying that Republicans are out there spreading misinformation about FEMA funding and how it's been used for people who have come here as migrants, many of them illegally, millions of them, versus how the money is spent for disasters. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said this on Friday about conflating the two pools of funding.
I mean, it's just categorically false. It is not true. It is a false statement.
FEMA also calls this out as a rumor on their website and adds this: FEMA's disaster response efforts and individual assistance is funded through the Disaster Relief Fund, which is a dedicated fund for disaster efforts. Disaster Relief Fund money has not been diverted to other non-disaster related efforts. So what's your understanding with how FEMA money has been allocated and is spent with regard to both the border and the hurricane?
The streams of funding are different. That is not an untrue statement, of course. But the problem is what the American people see and what they're frustrated by is that FEMA should be involved, that the Federal Emergency Management Association, their mission is to help people in times like this of natural disaster, not to be engaged in using any pool of funding from any account for resettling illegal aliens who have come across the border.
Okay. Did you hear that? He literally admitted that there's two separate funds. He literally admitted it. And then had the nerve to say FEMA shouldn't be helping anybody else. The only thing they should do is disaster relief. They shouldn't be helping migrants do shit. Even if they do have another fund that's just to help migrants do shit. How about that? They shouldn't do it even though they got the fund to do it. That's a MAGA leader for you. That's a MAGA leader for you. Don't want them to help anybody. Don't be helping anybody. I gotta tell you, they don't give a damn about people. You know, human beings, be damned with you're a human being. Yeah, we don't mess around with human beings. The only human beings we care about is Donald Trump. Them the only human beings we care about. Donald Trump. You know, I gotta tell you, that dude, and you know what? That dude is supposed to be a very religious guy. He's supposed to be like super religious. You know, but FEMA shouldn't be helping anybody else. Even though FEMA does have a separate fund for helping everybody else. Matter of fact, Biden asked for more money for the Small Business Administration as well. Nope. So if you're down there and your small business is underwater, sorry. Yeah, he need to be voted out of office. yeah, he should be somebody you can look up to. Absolutely. You would think people in that position would, put the vacation aside, stop with the doggone lying, because he just admitted all them lies that they've been telling. There's a separate fund. It's not the disaster relief money that's going to the migrants. So just stop lying and help the folks. Yeah, blame Mike Johnson. Right. Blame Mike Johnson. I agree. Absolutely. And, it doesn't take much to say, look, I know it's campaign time, and I know it's 22 days before the election. And by the way, I got some feel-good stuff for y'all later on. I got some feel-good stuff, okay? Anyway. It's election time, but these people hurting, See, what they want to do is drag their ass, let the people suffer, blame the Democrats, blame Kamala Harris. It's Kamala Harris's fault that you're suffering this bad. Matter of fact, I don't know if you all heard about it, but they arrested a fool down there in North Carolina today who was threatening the FEMA workers. Now, they've had to pull the FEMA workers from going door to door and set up a little center for people to come to because they caught a fool out there about to threaten the workers. He's got his gun and his rifle. You know the type. You can see him in your mind right now. You don't even need the picture of him. I know you can see him in your mind. You know what he looked like. All right? Going to threaten the FEMA workers. How about that? The people that's out there to help. That's real nice. They don't care. They don't care about nothing. Matter of fact, even the Project 2025 guys, they don't care about Jack. Not a bit. And imagine you down there, you don't live there. You there to help other people. And here a fool want to come threaten you and want to blame you because shit's fucked up. How crazy is that? That's some crazy shit. That is some crazy shit. And speaking of Project 2025, I got to get back on track with that because we can't lose track of that. But that's some crazy stuff. They don't care about them people worth a darn. It's straight MAGA. They not Republicans. Republicans back in the day wouldn't be pulling this shit on people that's hurting. They wouldn't be doing that. They wouldn't be lying, They holding up the money, then lying and saying the money was spent on immigrants and you're not getting anything. You're only gonna get $750 if that much. Did I see that? Oh, you saw it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, ain't it? That's crazy. Threatening the workers. That's crazy. Anyway, even check this guy out. This guy happy to talk about the shit they intend to shut down when Donald Trump get in. Listen to this.
are millions of Americans who are very supportive of what President Trump wants to do, who in part are supportive because of what Project 2025 offers. They're very excited about the possibility for those areas where President Trump and Project 2025 significantly overlap. To almost quote President Trump verbatim, to eliminate the U.S. Department of Education.
How about that? Eliminate the Department of Education. Eliminate the Department of Education. So we can be a bunch of dummies. Why would you think they would want to eliminate the Department of Education? Because they don't care about their people at all. This election is serious. You're right. Absolutely. This election is serious as hell. Because these folks, they don't give a damn about people. They got an agenda, and that's it. The sad part about it is the very folks that support them, I don't understand that these people don't care about them either. These people are going to target them. And you talk to them and they say, I don't care. It's like, hey, they're going to target you too. I don't care. Boy, that's crazy. That is crazy. Matter of fact, have you all seen the commercial that's out? I'm going to play this commercial. This commercial got me. I watched it and I was like, this is exactly what they're doing. Watch this commercial.
Driver's license, registration.
Here you go, sir. How's your day going?
That's your daughter?
Sure is.
Abigail, right?
How do you know her?
Were you about 8 weeks pregnant? See, you've been spotting recently. You've had any cramps or nausea?
That's personal.
You been taking your prenatal vitamins?
Excuse me?
Are you ticketing me for something?
Where are you heading, Abigail?
To go see my older sister, Natalie.
Well, that's strange. This says here that Natalie's at a concert in Dallas. And your navigation is set to a women's health clinic in one of those abortion states.
We have the right to travel.
Not anymore. Step out of the car.
Please, officer.
Both of you out now. You, sir, are under arrest for crossing state lines to obtain an abortion for a minor under your care. And you, young lady, well, you're under arrest for evading motherhood.
Is that crazy? Is that crazy or what? Is that crazy? That's what's coming, because they've already made it illegal. They've already down in Texas. They're trying to make it illegal for you to leave the state to go and get an abortion in a state that provides abortions. Now, and they've actually trying to make it illegal to use the state roads. That's crazy. You know, writing that kind of junk into law. How stupid is that? But this is the level of give a shit these people have for their own supporters. That's the killer. They don't give a shit about their own supporters. You know? I'm like, wow. And to just to show how little of a fuck they give, at Donald Trump's rally out in California, I believe it was Saturday, Donald Trump had his supporters bust in to this site. The parking lot for it was 5 or 6 miles away. They had 30 buses. They had 30 buses. Bus his people to the rally. And after the rally, that motherfucker cut out, left the people there, and did not pay the buses to stay and take them back to the parking lot. Check this out.
This isn't normal. Apparently the buses are no longer coming, or at least there used to be like 20 buses when we were being brought here, but now there's only like 3 buses operating, and it's an absolute, it's just chaos, absolute chaos. All of us are stranded here. Everyone's stranded here.
They didn't have much left.
Something went wrong. Look at it.
Trump's team did not pay for the buses to stay to take the people back to the parking lot. They literally left the motherfuckers at the rally site. Everybody left. All the people still there. 5 miles or 6 miles from the parking lot. No buses. Bet you they blame the Democrats. I bet you it was Kamala Harris's fault. That's a damn shame, ain't it? I bet you this is Kamala Harris's fault. The Democrats, they did it. They sabotaged it. Now these fools gonna go right in and vote for Donald Trump. And yeah, you know what? You're right. That's funny. That is funny. It is funny. They're going to go right in and vote for Donald Trump, knowing he don't give a damn about their ass. Once they sat there and listened to him do the weave, once they sat there and listened to him spit out all that garbage he was spitting out, nothing but hatred, just pure hatred. Talking about he's going to get the military to round up his enemies. The military. Yep. I bet you all of them going to vote for him. All of them are going to vote for him. Every one of them fools that had to walk back to their car. I understand some of them that, but the rally was over at 7, and they were still there past 10, trying to get back. The poor suckers that walked the 5 miles. I guess I don't suppose they waited the whole 3 hours, but I understand some of the people there were waiting 3 hours for someone to come get them. That's crazy, and that is a cult. That is indeed the definition of a cult. Yes, it is. When you get treated like that and then turn around. Now, you know what? If you was a rationally thinking human being and that happened to you, and you know it's the campaign's fault that you were there to see, would you still vote for that person? Hell no, I wouldn't vote for that person. Hell no. Somebody who didn't even think enough to provide a bus for me to get back to the parking lot. Stupid is as stupid does. You're right, brother. You're right. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And every day, they show them just how little they care about them. Every day, the MAGA leadership show them just how little they care about them. As a matter of fact, for somebody to tell you lies like migrants are eating the pets, the Venezuelan gangs have taken over your whole city. Venezuelan gangs took over the whole city? The mayor had to go on TV and tell people, no, this is not true. I don't know why he's saying that. I mean, just pure garbage, day in and day out. Go into the city of Detroit and talk to the people sitting there from Detroit and trash Detroit. You gonna trash my city right here to my face? But that's the way it is. That is the way it is. They don't give a damn. The flim flam man. Yes. But as to what Carmen mentioned earlier about the polls, the polls have been saying that the race is tied 48-48. And I think it's tied all over the place. You know. Now, one thing about the polls, one thing we got to remember. Polls, when they take these polls, they're not really that accurate. Like when Donald Trump won, the Republican turnout was underestimated by about, 4 or 5%. So when you're talking 4 or 5% of America, that's quite a few people. So the polls tend to be off. So them being neck and neck, I'm not thinking that. First of all, you know what? If there are enough people for this to still be that close, that just scares the shit out of me. That scares the ever-loving shit out of me. If it's that many stupid motherfuckers in America that this race is this close. See, I'm thinking this is going to be a landslide for Kamala Harris. You heard it from me, okay? You heard it from me. This is going to be a goddamn landslide for Kamala Harris. I can't see independents going with Trump. Independents tend to think rationally. That's why they're independents. So, and I think after all this talk last week, especially from me, about black men going with Trump, I don't think that number's that big either. I think the black men are going. It's probably going to do the right thing. So I don't think that's a big issue. Hey, I pray I'm right too. Yeah, I hope they do get out and vote. But I don't think it's enough people that's voting for Trump that this close. I think those pollsters are off. I think those pollsters, first of all, I bet a lot of people lie when they take the polls. It is going to be a landslide. You heard it here first. You heard it here first, goddammit. It's going to be a landslide. I'm telling you. So, that's what I'm thinking. Matter of fact, there is a professor, Alan Lichtman, I believe his name is. I don't know if I pronounced that right. But he has predicted practically every election lately. And it's been spot on. And the only one he's gotten wrong was the George Bush and, the George W. Bush one. Well, that one was easy Lichtman, that guy. And the reason he got that one wrong was because of the Supreme Court getting involved. And hundreds of thousands of black voters were kicked off the rolls that year. So we know what went on there. I'm going to play a little bit from him, let him explain his thoughts, and we'll talk about it. Check this out.
We're back with The Big Deal. I'm Errol Lewis. Since 1984, American historian and Professor Alan Lichtman has correctly predicted 9 of the last 10 presidential races. Last month, he officially called the 2024 race, predicting a victory by Vice President Kamala Harris. Professor Lichtman does not use polling data. He certainly does not make blind guesses either. Instead, he has developed a set of 13 metrics, or as he calls them, keys, to make his predictions. Here's a look at what they look like. The factors that Lichtman considers include whether the incumbent administration is untainted by a major scandal, how the long-term and short-term economy are performing, and whether the incumbent party lost seats in the most recent midterm elections or had to fight for a major battle within the party. If 8 or more keys are true for the incumbent party, their candidate will win the election, in this case, Vice President Kamala Harris. But if fewer than 8 are true, the challenger will win. Right now, Donald Trump has 4 keys in his favor, which is 1 short of what is needed for an upset. Alan Lichtman joins us now to talk more about his model and his prediction. Professor, welcome to the program. Always good to see you.
Same here. Great to be with you again.
Now, you developed these keys back in 1984 in conjunction with a seismologist, the idea being that you wanted to be able to detect when a political earthquake was happening, like the 1980 Reagan Revolution. In this case, you're making an argument that Kamala Harris is winning in part because there is no earthquake coming. Why is that?
Exactly. By the way, I developed it in 1981, and my first prediction was of Ronald Reagan's reelection in April 1982, nearly 3 years ahead of time, when 60% of Americans said he was too old to run again, and his approval ratings were historically low. And since then, the keys have been right. I would argue I was even right in that crazy election of 2000, as I proved in my report to the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights. Gore should have won going away, except for the tossing out disproportionately of tens of thousands of black votes. But we can relitigate 2000 forever. Here's where the keys stand now. And the way I like to put it, it takes 6 negative keys to count out the White House party. 5 or fewer, they're a predicted winner. So what are the keys that count against the Democrats and Harris? Mandate key, as you mentioned. Democrats lost U.S. House seats in 2022. That's one. Incumbency, obviously. The incumbent president is not running. Incumbent charisma, whatever you may think of Harris, she's only been a candidate for a little while. She's obviously not yet reached the stature of a Franklin Roosevelt. That's 3. Another negative key is foreign/military failure. The Middle East is a disaster. It's a humanitarian catastrophe with no end in sight. We may not be fighting those wars, but we're deeply invested in what happens there. So that's 4 negative keys. Remember, it would take 6 for Donald Trump to return to the White House and Harris to lose. That's why the keys predict we're going to have a path-breaking president, the first woman president, and the first president of mixed African and Asian descent, kind of foreshadowing era where America's going. We're rapidly becoming a majority-minority nation. Old white guys like me are on the decline.
Hey, how about that? Now, doesn't that make you feel good? Doesn't that make you feel good? Just hearing that? Doesn't that just give you a little lift? Just hearing the way he said it. I pray his prediction is correct too. So, between he and I, I'm saying it's going to be a landslide. Now, that's what I'm saying. Okay? I'm predicting she going to kick this motherfucker's ass. Okay? That's what I say. Now, this man, his program seems to work. He seems to have predicted all of the races. And I like the way he, his keys work. I like that. So that makes me feel good. His confidence. Somebody that's been doing this as long as he has, I like his confidence. And again, I just don't feel like it's that many crazy ass people out there that it's gonna be that close. Now, the one thing that I don't really know about, and that's how many people he's got in different positions, like that crazy ass chick out in Colorado that was the election official that's on the inside doing shit on the inside. Because remember, they got them idiots down in Georgia that's literally changing the rules every damn day to try and fix this thing. That they doing everything they can. So how much of that's going to be involved, I don't know. But I feel like this is going to be a landslide. That's what I'm thinking. So anyway. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. I do appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with me again, as usual. If you got something for me, shoot it to me in an email, and, I'll check it out. But, hey, let's cheer up, because I'm saying landslide. Harris, Walz, landslide. Because, let's face it, J.D. Vance is really creepy. He's creepy as hell. When you look at that dude, can you trust that dude when you look at him? That dude looks as slippery as an eel. I mean, man, wouldn't trust that guy with nothing of mine. And, we know what about the orange dreamsicle dude. So, anyway. I'm going to cut this right here. Tell you what. Yeah. They are both weird. Well, I mean, hey, you got a guy babbling every day and then call it the weave. And then make these noises when he's literally farting and shitting himself on stage. Have you all heard him? Those noises that come out of him? Next time you see him on, turn the volume up. The dude either farting or shitting on himself and then try to make a noise to cover it up. crazy. Man, who the hell would vote for that dude? Anyway, I appreciate y'all, though. I appreciate you big time. I'll be back Wednesday. I hope by then it's been warmed up a little bit, but I understand it's supposed to be raining and shit. So, more cold weather. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. And I will see you all Wednesday.